Welcome to Stormwater Drainage Solutions. In today's video, we're going to be working on a concrete overflow box that is in a retention pond that is coupled with a sump pump system to move that water from the back of the building to the front of the building. But before that, we're going to go ahead and insert our inspection camera into this culvert main line, and we're just going to be checking this main line, making sure that everything looks good. So from here, we're going from concrete pipe into a PVC main line. You can see the transfer here. This is a Fernco rubber cup link, otherwise known as a rubber boot. And these are common to make these connections between two different types of pipe, such as concrete to PVC, which is this case here. So now we entered the PVC main line, and as you can see, everything looks to be good. We are facing the correct direction in the pipe here. The camera is on the bottom where the water flows, and we just spun around, and now we are pointed into the concrete storm structure that is on the city side where everything converges. All right, so to give you a little bit of a backstory on this job, so we're performing this work over at European Exotic Center off of Dale Mabry in Tampa, Florida. So what they have going on is a retention pond in the back that collects an enormous amount of runoff water. That water then has to be pumped to the front, and it goes through this ditch/swale, and it enters the main storm structure on the city side with this culvert pipe here that you can see that we're digging out. So the very first thing that we're going to be doing on this job is we're going to dig this culvert pipe out here. That way nothing impedes the flow of water. And this needs to stay dug out. And honestly, some concrete around here actually would be beneficial. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to work on the storm box that's in the back. So it is a storm overflow box, and it currently has two sump pumps in it, both of which are not working properly and have failed. And one pump does currently work, the other one is burned out, but the GFI keeps switching on and off with this pump, and it's just not efficient enough to pump this water out of here. So basically, our solution to this problem is, instead of having this retention pond filled with water to the brim all the time until this pump can kick on and allow that water to be pumped out, we actually want to set our sump pump a little bit lower, and we want to clean this box out completely, and we want to make it so water can enter this box at a lower level to kick the sump pump on sooner, so it can remove even more water from this retention pond, so that the pond itself turns into a larger detention area so it can hold more water during a heavy rain event. So the first thing that we're going to be doing is cleaning out the inlet here. The inlet is where the water is going to be coming into this concrete storm box, also known as an overflow box, so that the water can get into it quicker and easier. All right, so we're going to remove both of these failed sump pumps, and as you can see, they have pigtail floats. And what a pigtail float is, that's when the float switch is tethered onto a cord, so it has to float up before it gets set off to turn the pump on, so the pump starts pumping. The problem with pigtail floats is they have a tendency to get hung up on things, and they usually get caught in the on position, and the pump just continues to run and pump even when there's no water. And this increases the chance of the pump burning out. So we never like to use pigtail floats. We always opt for using a bobber float. As you can see here on our M98 sump pump, the bobber float goes up and down, so it's not tethered onto anything, and there also is a metal bar at the top that helps keep stuff, debris, and things like that from jamming the float up. Now, we are going to go an extra step here. We're not just going to put the pump into that overflow box and call it a day. because of the amount of pond scum and debris that can get in here. We want to try to minimize that. So we went ahead and made what is called a strainer basket. Now we just went to the local hardware store and we picked up a bin that is made from HDPE plastic. That's high density polyethylene plastic. Because of its durability and its corrosion resistance, it is perfect for using as a strainer box. Now, as you can see, we sat our sump pump down in this strainer box. The reason we did that is to help eliminate the pond scum and weeds from getting in and around our sump pump and getting pulled up through the impeller and potentially jamming the pump. So right now we're currently putting the pump wire through a existing PVC pipe that they already had there that the other pump wires went through. So we went ahead and just ran that through there because it was already there on site. And we're going to go ahead and click it in and test it out and make sure everything's functioning properly. Have our pump plugged in and everything installed, and we're just going to basically allow it to run and continue to pump this pond down, because like I stated earlier, we want to get this pond pumped as low as possible. That way, when we do have a heavy rain, it is a larger detention area for that water to gather. And remember this too, on a heavy rain, once this pond does start to fill with water, the water entering this overflow box is going to go well over our strainer box, because it's just going to be so much water at once. That pump is going to just be running non-stop. So it's not going to be short cycling itself because of the amount of water that's going to be going into it. Because you want to try to limit a pump's short cycle. That's the amount of times the pump turns on and off, on and off, on and off, because that is another way to burn a pump out, is it continuously turning on and off, on and off. So whenever you can limit the short cycling of a pump, always do so. But as you can see, we got the pond pretty much pumped down to almost nothing. It's just muck now at the bottom. There is still some water remaining, but this is a lot more area for water to hold on a heavy rain. Well, that just about does it for this job, and it was a pleasure working with European Exotic Center. If you're ever in the area and you want to check out some cool rides, they're off of Dale Mabry Highway. I'm going to go ahead and link all of their information below. That way, if anybody's interested, all the information's down there. And if you're in need of stormwater drainage in the Tampa Bay area, give us a call at 813-614-3456. Stormwater Drainage Solutions has you covered.
Hey, this is Frankie here at European Exotic Center. Just want to give a quick shout out and thank you to Corey and Stormwater Drainage Solutions. They came here to the dealership and hooked up our system, got it all fixed for us after the hurricane. So if you're looking for a good company to work with, Corey is your guy. Stormwater Drainage Solutions has been a big help here for European Exotic Center. So thank you to them and their team.